Nails Full Service Salon featuring airbrush tanning.
Those long waits at stoplights on Rangeline may be a thing of the past. How new technology is speeding things up. And if you're hoping to burn those leaves in your yard, you might want to hold off. Why authorities say it's a bad week to burn. Next, a Carthage boy is recovering after being attacked by a pit bull. Why police say it never should have happened.
Live from KODE 12, you're watching Action 12 News at 10.
Good Thursday night to you and your family. I'm Brian Dorman. A 2-year-old boy in Carthage is severely injured after he was attacked by a pit bull. Happened last night at 1210 Prospect Street. The toddler was attacked on the back of the head and suffered severe injuries. However, they are not life-threatening. The boy had to undergo reconstructive surgery at an area hospital. Pit bulls are illegal in the city limits of Carthage, and the dog's been taken into custody. The owner, 21-year-old Paul Hausch, has been charged with 4 citations. He has to appear before a judge, and those citations could add up to several $1,000s. Police issued Hausch a previous warning about the dog and thought that he got rid of it. A Cherokee County lawyer makes his first appearance in court on federal drug charges. 58-year-old Christopher Meek of Baxter Springs pled not guilty to charges of assisting in making marijuana, maintaining a place to grow marijuana, and unlawful possession of hydrocodone. Officials say the crimes occurred between March 2006 and September 2009. Meek is currently free on a $10,000 bond tonight. If convicted, he could face up to 30 years in prison and nearly $1 million in fine. His jury trial is scheduled for January 4th. New information surfaces tonight about 2 Welch girls that went missing more than 10 years ago. Investigators say a witness saw a small dark-colored sedan the night 16-year-old Ashley Freeman and Laura Bible went missing. Authorities say someone also saw a dark-colored pickup truck heading north towards Chautauqua in the early morning hours the day after the girls disappeared. The girls were staying at Freeman's house to celebrate her 16th birthday the night they disappeared. Freeman's parents were found shot to death inside their charred home in Welch. Deputies searched the Welch area as well as a number of other sites, but have yet to find any trace of the 2 girls. A Craig County judge legally declared Ashley Freeman dead October 18th. If you have any information regarding this case, you're asked to call the phone number that's listed on your screen. A cool day is turning into quite the cold night. Freeze warnings are issued for much of the viewing area. For all the details, let's get things from Ray in the weather forecast.
That's right, Brian. It's actually dropped quickly as far as the temperature goes. About 15 degrees this evening is how far we've dropped so far. That puts us in the middle 40s. Now we have a freeze warning in effect for northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas. The only reason southwest Missouri isn't included is we already had our first freeze of the fall, and that happened about a week ago. Well, I think area-wide it's going to be that cold overnight tonight. We're in the mid-40s though around Joplin, 45 Parsons, also in Pittsburgh about 45 right now. As we take a look into our fastcast for tomorrow morning, 29 is where we're going to start off. Could be a little frosty early in the day, 51 in the afternoon, so that's going to be noticeably cooler than what we had today. We do recover in time for the weekend, Brian, and I'll share that part of the forecast here in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Ray. Thank you. Well, fire officials are warning about burning this week. Fire season is underway earlier than expected this year, and firemen are saying to be careful of burning. They say it has to do with the humidity and how dry it's been across our area. Firefighters stress that it's important to contact your local fire department before you burn old debris.
People don't think that the humidity plays a lot into how fast a fire will move, but with this wind gusting up to 25 miles an hour, low humidity, fire can travel real fast.
Missouri Department of Conservation says don't burn during windy conditions and to make sure you have a hose ready before starting a fire. Well, there's relief in sight for those of you frustrated waiting for traffic lights in the city of Joplin. Missouri Department of Transportation's installed new computerized light system along Rangeline. The cameras you see them there at each intersection work in conjunction with other intersections. The system needs a few weeks to coordinate the traffic flow patterns. The system is currently used successfully in other cities like Kansas City. That's the topic of tonight's Facebook Sound Off. Do you think that these computerized light systems will help? Chris writes, it will if they get the timing right. Candace Post, not sure how it will work when you have some going 60 down Rangeline or you get stuck behind the ones going 25. We'd like to hear from you. Log on now to our website, 4stateshomepage.com. You can join in on the conversation by clicking on the Facebook link. Newly elected county leaders begin their first task of balancing the budget. Office holders received letters today asking for next year's budget proposal. Their main task is to find ways to cut non-essential operations. Commissioners say sales tax collections are coming in well below expectations. Despite that news, county commissioners aren't panicking.
Holders have been very, very efficient in their budgets down here, and they know, they're aware of the sales tax issue. They have been all along. They stay informed.
They are asked to have their budget request complete by November 19th. Cherokee and Crawford County Commissioners will canvass their counties tomorrow to certify ballots. They will also count provisional ballots. While it appears many races have already been decided, at least one race in Cherokee County could be affected. Incumbent Democrat Doug Gatewood leads Republican Mike Hauser for the 1st District State House of Representatives seat by, get this, fewer than 100 votes. Kansas Governor-elect Sam Brownback is leaning on current and former Kansas legislators as he begins his transition into office. Brownback says the transition will focus on improving the Kansas economy and creating jobs for the 100,000 Kansans currently out of work. He pledges to listen to all Kansans and employees at state agencies to make government more efficient. Newly elected Missouri State Representative Bill White is honored for years of volunteering. White has served as volunteer teacher at McCauley High School the last 6 years, teaching government, law, and geography. Students and faculty honored him today before he heads to Jefferson City.
I hope to be able to teach in the fall. I've got to see what the committee assignments are. Joint committees pretty much meet year-round, but Mr. Kester knew this semester for me to be able to teach, campaigning that I was going to be gone a bit, and they're willing to work with me and our substitutes and things like that so I could still do it.
White replaces Ron Richard, who is now state senator-elect in the 32nd District. A Missouri Southern graduate finds his dream on the big screen. Coming up, how he returned to Joplin to show off his talents. And Carl Junction leaders have big plans for a piece of land next to Briarbrook Golf Course. We'll show you what they are.
You're watching Action 12 News at 10 with Brian Dorman, weather with meteorologist Ray Foreman, and sports with Andy Searcy.